Do not do what we did today in Kyoto. I don't know what I was thinking when I thought we could fit everything we wanted to do in one day in Kyoto, because I severely underestimated how long everything was going to take. We took the very first bullet train out of Tokyo this morning at 6 a.m. and arrived at 8 a.m. and then immediately put our stuff in storage lockers at Kyoto Station and then headed directly to the place I wanted to try for breakfast just for it to be sold out. So this was my first mistake. I realized I definitely should have made a reservation way in advance. So we ended up going to McDonald's, which I wasn't upset about because I really wanted Tim to try Japanese McDonald's, and McDonald's in Japan is really good. And then we headed back to Kyoto Station, and this is where the count starts of how many times we got lost in this station. After about 30 minutes of searching, we finally find the right platform and train, and our very first stop of the day was Fushimi Inari, and at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, it was already super packed. So Fushimi Inari is where Senbon Tori is, or 1,000 Tori gates. I had no expectations for what this was going to be like. It was so cool. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember what this was, but we picked up a rock and prayed for it, and then we continued following the trail up the hill through all of the gates. And even though there's tons of people, it's super peaceful and really beautiful at this time of day. On the way up, I found this stray cat and he was looking so majestic. And then we got to a certain point where we realized it would take another hour and 45 minutes to go up and back. And since we were running out of time, we decided to head back down. So we hopped on a bus and then realized we were going the wrong direction, got off, got back on, and got to Higashiyama, which is where all those historic narrow alleyways are you see here. We saw the Yasaka Noto Pagoda and then continued walking up until we found Matcha House. And if you're new here, I always do an in-depth what I eat in a day, so I'll share all about this next. Also, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I specifically planned to wear this green sweater today to match the matcha in Kyoto. And yes, I did wear my hokas with this outfit, and I'm glad I did because there was so much walking. We continued walking up the alleyways and hills to Kiyomizu-dera, and at this point I started having really weird deja vu because I've been here before, but I totally forgot. Okay, I also need to mention that by now it's 1 p.m. and we have train tickets to head to Osaka at 4 p.m., but there was still so much I wanted to do here. So we headed back down, hopped onto a bus, and if there's one thing I've learned about Japan, it's that people here will literally pack to the brim on any public transportation. Anyways, we get back to Kyoto Station, get lost again, and then end up switching our tickets to Osaka for 7 p.m. so that way we could go to the Bamboo Forest, because this is something I really wanted to do. If I could change this day, I would have planned it so we went there first because it was already dark by the time we got there at 4 p.m. Afterwards, we went to this place called Highlight Shokudo for this really delicious katsu, then headed back to Kyoto Station again and got lost again. This time for 30 minutes. We were trying to find our luggage. It definitely didn't help that we were both so jet lagged and exhausted. We kept going in circles and I was literally on the verge of tears at this point. Finally, we find the luggage locker, hop on the train to Shin, Osaka, and lugged all of our luggage up multiple flights of stairs. At this point, I stopped filming, but we got to our hotel finally. And guys, we literally walked almost 30,000 steps today.